Hi friends, happy Wednesday. Don't know about you, but I think this week went pretty fast. So want to let you guys know that we have a little spectator in the background. So if you see this little guy, oh there he is. See him? If he makes any noise, I apologize. But hey, just have my friend with me here. Going to just give me 1 second here, make sure that things are working properly. Okay, so here we are. It's the Wednesday before the holiday, and up till now, I've talked about all these healthy habits and these things that you can do to hopefully make the holiday a little bit less stressful. I know that we enjoy it, but it can also be very stressful. I mean, most people enjoy it. So I want to talk a little bit tonight about something that's not quite holiday related, but it can help you get through the holidays, still practicing those healthy habits, okay? So tonight, let's talk about how you can help boost and change your metabolism through things that aren't necessarily exercise related, okay? So society, focuses so much on exercise, but reality is movement is, as a way of life is even more important, right? You just don't want to stay sedentary. If you stay sedentary, you're going to have problems, right? So movement, we want to talk about movement. It doesn't always have to be exercising. And during the holidays, I mean, myself included, it's very difficult to find time sometimes to actually do your normal exercise routine. It can be done, for sure. I'm not discouraging it at all, but maybe you can even add in these other things as movement, on top of your regular exercise routine. I don't know if anybody's on. If you could drop a comment, say, hey, I'm here, wave, let me know. I'm not seeing comments, so I'm not quite sure if that is going on or not. So, anyway, our bodies are meant to move. I think I talked about this last week or the week before. Our bodies are meant to move, right? We're not meant to sit still. Our bodies need to move to function. So, we talk about the ideal number of steps, right? Everybody says 10,000 steps, and that's a great target. I know that sometimes I have a hard time meeting that during the work week when I work at my desk job. So it's always good to have that target daily amount of steps, right? But the average adult only walks between 3,000 and 4,000 steps a day. Now I know there's going to be definite exceptions to that rule, especially if you have a job where it requires you to be on your feet. If it's a manual labor job or a job that just requires a lot of walking, like if you're a mail delivery, mail carrier that walks on foot a lot, or maybe you work in a warehouse or construction, yeah, you're probably going to get in more than your 10,000 steps, right? Definitely more than 3,000 to 4,000. But for instance, on a normal work day, if I don't put a conscious effort into it, I probably can only hit about 6 or 7. So I really have to work, hey, how am I going to get this extra, 3,000 steps in, right? There's a term that's called NEAT, N-E-A-T movement. Has anybody here ever heard of NEAT movement? If you've ever heard of it, just drop a me in the comments, raise your hand, let me know that you have heard of the NEAT movement. Because what the NEAT movement is, it's non-exercise associated thermogenesis, right? So what the heck does that mean? That means getting your metabolism moving, burning those calories without exercise, all right? Essentially, it's moving your body. So they're not saying, hey, I'm going to go out, I'm going to work out, I'm going to go run for half an hour, I'm going to go walk for half an hour. Maybe that's just not, in your schedule for that day. But there's examples like gardening, walking, fidgeting, arm circles, free play. Those types of things are considered NEAT movement. NEAT movement reduces cortisol production, right? It influences your hormones, which naturally influences everything from stress energy to strength gains and a workout quality. So it's the biggest component to metabolism, and it is changeable. So NEAT movement, if it reduces the cortisol, it's going to change your metabolism, and that's in a good way, not changing your metabolism in a bad way, okay? So I want you to ask yourself at any given time, during the day when you're doing something, or if you're just sitting there, how can I get my body more involved in the NEAT movement, right? When you start living your life that is more movement based, you will start seeing opportunities all over the place. And I kind of alluded to this a little bit over the past couple weeks when I talk about, hey, you know, I try to do 50 squats a day, right? So at least 50 squats a day. Do I get to do all 50 squats at one time? Most times not. I break it into chunks. I'll do them in the shower. I'll do them, I don't know, if I get up from my seat at the office and I need to like stretch. Thank goodness that there is stretchy material in our jeans, right? Because that way I can actually do my squats at work, right? So I don't know if anybody on here. There we go. There's some comments. I knew that they were hidden. I apologize for everybody, but so Leanne, hello. Jane, hello. I know that you get a lot of steps in, Jane. That I do know. So sorry about that. Instagram news develops over here on Facebook. So I've got a handful of ways to give you ideas on how to do some NEAT movement. All right. And then if you guys come up with any ideas as I'm talking, I'd love to have you throw them in the chat, right? Throw them in the comments. Let me see what your ideas are. Okay. Here's some ways, right? Squatting, like I've said, in the shower, but there's a better idea, squatting while you're folding laundry. So if you're folding laundry, why not squat while you're doing it, right? Why not? I mean, first of all, I'm the kind of person that I don't care what people think if they're watching me anyway, but I mean, who is going to be watching you fold your laundry at home? So why not fold your laundry, do some squats, right? Perfect, right? Why don't you do some calf raises while you're brushing your teeth? So, you know, brushing your teeth and calf raises. Again, who sees you? Who cares, right? That's my philosophy. I don't even care if you see me anyway. Taking movement breaks every hour that you're at your desk or in a car. Now, in the car it can be difficult because it means you're really going to stop and prolong that trip. I don't do that. I don't even like to take bathroom breaks on my trips, but anybody that knows me knows that I drive from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh quite a few times a year to visit family. And if I'm by myself or if it's just me and one of the dogs, I get in that truck and I go, and I typically don't stop till I get there. So about 4 hours, and that's just the way it is, right? But really, you should stop and take a break every hour and get up and move, right? That may even mean that you don't necessarily have to get up, right? You could sit there and I've already said it before, like arm circles. You could do arm circles. So you could be at your desk and do arm circles. That's NEAT movement, right? And that's going to change your metabolism, okay? I read this one and I didn't really make this connection at first, but yeah, sitting on the floor to eat dinner instead of at the table. So, I mean, I get it. If you're sitting, you know, on the floor, either cross-legged or not, you have to engage your core. Stop crying, Bubba. Sorry about that. You have to engage your core. That it requires you to, you know, to support yourself. It's burning calories and helping that metabolism in a way that you really wouldn't even think about that, right? Hey, Sandra, good to see you on here. Here's another thing. So you're cooking, you're making dinner. We all have to make dinner, lunch, breakfast, whatever it is. And the pan needs stirred, right? So take your non-dominant hand. So I'm right-handed. I would take my left hand and I would stir the pot with my left hand and just keep doing that and just keep doing that. And believe it or not, I'm sure that that non-dominant hand is going to get tired just stirring the darn pot. And, you know, it's just kind of odd how non-dominant hands work, right? Like this one's all functional, it can do everything, and then this one's like, oh, I can't even hold a pen, right? It can't even, whatever. But that's a whole other story for another day. And here's a pretty obvious one too, right? Take the stairs whenever you can. I've been trying to do this, you know, for as long as I can remember. Elevators will get you there quicker, so if you have to, if it's an emergency, or if you just, you know, aren't really capable of walking the stairs, I get that, but walk the stairs whenever you can. That's just added metabolism boosters right there, okay? And believe it or not, as a runner, sometimes I can even get out of breath just doing a couple flights of stairs. So yeah, I'm in shape, but Jesus, like stairs are a whole nother set of monster, right? They're a whole nother monster themselves. So I I don't know if you guys have any feedback for me. Do you have any ideas in your head about how you can add a little bit of extra movement to your day? I'd like to see that. If you drop it in the comments, let me know your thoughts on that. While we're here live, just kind of chat back and forth with me. Tell me, hey, this is what I do, or here's an idea. Like to get to know what you guys do, because if it's something that could even help me or the next guy, hey, that's great, right? But life is meant to be lived moving, not sitting still. In fact, I know that my digestive system doesn't quite work properly when I don't get enough steps or exercise in. It's really kind of funny because my whole system is kind of off a little bit, and I do, I take medications. I already used to. I don't really anymore. But I do things. I do have to go see, my doctor every year or two about my whole GI system. And the one thing besides the gut health, the prebiotic probiotic enzyme that I use, which has worked miracles, is movement. Right? So movement. If I keep my abdominal muscles moving, everything functions fine. When I don't, then I have problems, right? So yeah, being inside the house is a problem in the winter. That's why I'm suggesting these things like do your squat. I could sit here, I could do squats while I'm talking to you guys, right? Yeah, you probably don't want to watch that, but you could be. I can't really say that doing squats while washing dishes is probably not a good idea, but the folding laundry, that is a great thing there. Like I said, I do squats in the shower. You just got to be careful with that. Don't slip and fall. I do squats in the shower, and I've also done standing push-ups, because again, trying to get stuff done, and I'd much rather do a traditional push-up, which I absolutely suck at anyway. So the wall push-ups, the standing push-ups, that's a good thing to do. It's not that I'm trying to waste all this water or anything, but I'm just trying to take a couple minutes here and there as I can to do stuff, because once I walk out the door and I go to work, my day usually blows up, right? And there's no guarantee that while I'm at work, I'm going to have any time whatsoever to even do any kind of movement, because work comes first, right? So, leg lifts at the desk desk chair in the office. Great idea, Corlette. And like I said, you go calf raises. I've done stretches. I actually took my one of my spare resistance bands to work, so that like even if it's just lunchtime and I really don't get up when I eat lunch, I'm usually I apologize again, little guy's making some noise. Say hi, Jack. Tell everybody hi. Say hi. Say hi. But I took my resistance band to work, so that way that sometimes my muscles will get tight or whatever, I can grab that band and I can, even if it's just stretch, like it's good to, if you do like this kind of stretch, so you put your hands behind your head and you pull your arms back and then move them forward. Pull them back, move them forward. That's a good stretch, and again, neat movement exercise to do, especially if your neck and shoulders are getting tight. And they call it tech neck, and they call it tech neck because as society we have gotten so used to doing this that we don't exercise and strengthen the muscles enough. We actually look down way more than we should as a society in whole these days. They call it tech neck, but that's an exercise I found that online, that if you do this, that supposedly, and it does help. It does help with the stretching of that muscle, because think about it, your head is heavy, and if you're constantly looking like this, your body's trying to support that extra added weight, right? But stretches while sitting, all of these things are good. I get down on the floor to play with these guys, Mr. Whiny Pants here. I get down to play on the floor with those guys, and while they're chasing the ball or wrestling with each other or whatever, I stretch. I sit in a seated stretching position. I just stretch while I'm playing with them. Whatever. It's just get that body moving. Don't just sit still. So that's really all I had for you guys tonight. I hope that you found this a little bit informative, and that you can start incorporating some movement into your lifestyle instead of just, you know, maybe at times when you're just sitting there and you're like, oh, you know what, yeah, I could do that. I could do leg lifts. I could do, you know, this while I'm sitting here. Why not? I think you'll find that it'll help boost that metabolism instead of always looking for something like what pill can I take or what food can I eat that's going to help boost the metabolism. Why not try to boost your metabolism naturally just by moving your body a little bit, right? So, like I said, that's all that I got for you tonight. I do appreciate everybody who jumped on here. I appreciate all of the comments, all of the interaction. It was great to see that. This is what I enjoy. This is what I hope to get out of this, to you know, pass on the information to you guys that I have, and then to have the feedback from you. And when it's live, it's even better, because then I don't feel like I'm just standing here. Even though I'm staring at myself in the phone, I feel like I'm actually having somewhat of a conversation with you guys. So I appreciate it, and I hope that everybody has a happy holiday and get out there and do that movement. All right, have a good night, everyone.